trying to make that like. I picked that light. Turn the light.
I know, I'm looking, he's staring right. It's okay. It's like having creepy little sound. He hasn't changed a bit in 25 years.
About cases in state and federal court against him. He's actually, even though he looks like this, the stupid character with a ponytail and stuff, he's actually a good
Oh, I
attorney.
know. I had a list of attorneys when I worked for Judge Fuller that if I ended up in trouble, he.
Yeah, he's a good attorney. There's no question.
Did you see him? He was in here today.
I did, I shook his hand briefly, yeah. I always thought that Showdown was a little overhyped. Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
I always thought that Showdown was a little overhyped. I never, my first or second trial of my life was against him. I beat him. But I never.
We had a case in California. It was something about.
Court come to order, remain seated.
Remains good, all right.
Council remain seated.
Please be seated, everybody.
All right, ready to go back on the record? All right, we're back on the record. I've been informed by our deputy that the jury has reached a verdict. And so I will ask jury to come in.
All rise for jury. All jurors present in the county.
Thank you, sir. Please be seated, everyone. Members of the jury, I've been informed by our deputy bailiff that you have been able to reach a verdict. And so I would ask if the foreperson could just identify themselves by juror number. Juror number one, have you reached a verdict? Was it unanimous? And has this verdict been filled in, signed, and dated by you? All right, if you could hand that verdict form to me so I can make sure it's been completed appropriately. All right, so juror number one, what I'd ask you to do at this point, as I hand that verdict form back to you, if you could publish that verdict by reading it into the record for us.
We, the jury, find as follows. 1, as to whether Piedmont Park Conservancy, Inc., PPC, breached the we, the jury, find in favor of BOG. If you found in favor of BOG, proceed. If you have found in favor of BOG, what damages, if any, do you find for BOG? Compensatory damages, $272,893. Nominal damages, $171,107. Total damages, $444,000. 1B. As to whether PPC acted in bad faith, has been stubbornly litigious, or has caused. Oh, so sorry. As to whether PPC acted in bad faith, has been stubbornly litigious, or has caused BOG unnecessary trouble or expense to warrant reasonable attorney's fees and expenses of litigation, we, the jury, find in favor of PPC. As to whether BOG breached the lease with PPC, we, the jury, find in favor of PPC. If you have found in favor of PPC. If you have found in favor of PPC, what damages, if any, do you find for PPC? Compensatory damages, $137,779.87. Total damages, $137,779.87. 2B. As to whether BOG acted in bad faith, has been stubbornly litigious, or has caused PPC unnecessary trouble or expense to warrant reasonable attorney's fees and expenses of litigation, we, the jury, find in favor of BOG.
All right, Madam Foreperson, if you could hand that back to the deputy, who can bring it right here, and council can inspect the verdict and let me know if they have objections to the form of the verdict. If anyone wants to come up. That's what we've got. So. All right, so let me start with the plaintiff. Having reviewed the verdict form, are there any objections to the form of the verdict as delivered?
No, sir.
All right, and any objections from the defense to the form of the verdict? All right, is there any reason this jury cannot now be excused on the part of the plaintiff
No, Your Honor.
and on the defense? All right, members of the jury, at this point, we've reached the point where your service is concluded. And I certainly want to express my thanks for the time you've put into this. And I also want to take a moment to go back there and thank you as well. But I also will note, oftentimes the council want to talk to you to try to get feedback of what was going on and what formed the basis of your decision. But that's totally a decision for you if you want to speak to them. Certainly, the exit will not be blocked, and from here you can leave. And you've certainly put in your time. This is one of the more complicated and longer trials that I've had so far. And so, again, it's with the thanks of the court that I can excuse you, and you're lifted from any of the obligations that you've been under to this point. So I'll be back there in just a moment. Thank you all.
All rise for the jury.
All right. First, did counsel wish to meet with the jury if they're open to it on either side? Any interest from the plaintiff's perspective?
Not from the plaintiff.
Okay, anything from the defense? All right, I'll run it by him. I offer that for all the attorneys who try cases. I'll file a copy of this verdict form. I believe I'm going to need a proposed order on a final judgment. And I guess I don't know if anyone wants to volunteer, since it was a finding essentially in favor of both sides and to some extent, but Mr. McLeary rises.
Firm, given the finding of breach by stipulation with respect to attorney's fees, the judgment will include that stipulated reasonable amount.
That would be my understanding of the consequence of the verdict. And so I believe that would be included. Is there anything, so well, since you rose to ask the question, Mr. McLaren, I'll ask you to submit a proposed final judgment. Before we would file it, plaintiffs can weigh in on any feedback they have on it if they don't think it's an accurate reflection of the judgment.
We'll reserve our right on the latter point about the attorney's fees, Your Honor.
All right. You can confer on that and we'll take it from there. To that end, is there any other business or any reason we should not adjourn at this time? On the part of the plaintiff?
No, sir.
On the part of the defense, as a result of this verdict, again, your contention being that, and as I believe was stipulated by the parties, that total attorney's fees follow a finding of breach. Does that make the outstanding motion for attorney's fees moot?
It does, Your Honor, assuming that, based on what you saw on the record, it does.
And and with that, is there any other reason we can't adjourn? All right, court is adjourned. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Take care.
Thank you, Your Honor.
So that. I'll do this for Hello? The defense, jury, who the defense.
Okay, I'm packing up. Let's probably get outside. The one that came down from yesterday. Now we dropped me off. Okay.